Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the channel where today I am going to be reviewing My Brother's Keeper by Tim Powers. Just a quick disclaimer before I get going. I read this on my Kindle, so I haven't got the physical copy to show you because I got this book sent by David Butler, who is it was Tim Powers' editor at Baen Books. So I didn't pay for the book. But my review is going to be as honest as ever. So here we go. Now, My Brother's Keeper came out last year in 2023, and it is a classic Tim Powers book. Now, I've got a video sort of with an overview of what Tim Powers does, so check it out in the description below. But basically, it's a historical fiction. So Tim Powers takes a historical event and builds a fiction around it, respecting dates, times, people, places, all of that stuff. So what we have here is a fiction around the Bronte sisters. So authors of Jane Eyre, Wuthering Heights, the Bronte family, not just the three sisters, but the brother Branwell as well, and the father Patrick. And basically, it is set in 19th century England, in the north, in Yorkshire, in that sort of Wuthering Heights environment, where we follow the sisters prior to them gaining recognition and publicity through the published works. So a little bit before that time, where there's ghosts, because it's a Tim Powers book, so there's always ghosts somewhere there, and there are werewolves as well. Hence the title, My Brother's Keeper. And I'm not going to spoil the plot. I'm not going to unpick any of that. I'm just going to give an overall view. Now, I think I enjoyed the book, and I think Tim Powers usually succeeds when he moves away from his usual California setting. So in that regard, this book is a little bit more in line with the stress of her regard or Hide Me Among the Graves, where they are set in England. But it is probably not as an accomplished work as his more popular or regarded books. Like, for me, Declare is my favorite. Hide Me Among the Graves was okay. Last Call, Anubis Gates, pretty sort of interesting and unique on their own. However, having said that, if you've never read Tim Powers, this is actually possibly a good introduction into what he does, because the book is not overly long. It doesn't meander too much. It tells the story that it wants to tell, does it in a fairly efficient way, and in that sense, I think it's fairly well plotted and threaded through. Now, that's not to say, and this is my recurring issue with Tim Powers, is that a lot of the time we don't quite understand as a reader why characters do certain things with regards to the ghosts and where all the knowledge of the otherworldly comes from. So, for instance, in this book there are ghosts, and apparently if you sort of cover your glasses with some kind of oily substance, then you can see them. But we're never told, we never learn where this knowledge comes from, why some people know it and some people don't, or what is going on. So, but like I said, this happens with every Tim Powers book I've read. I wish at some point, maybe this is all the Powers verse, right? That he's got some kind of logic and rules for every book he's written, and at some point maybe we'll learn about it. But you don't get that here. Now, as usual, he is done his research and he respects the time when the father of the Brontes goes away to be treated for cataracts, and when brother Branwell went to London on a trip. So everything is like very well threaded, and Tim Powers being Tim Powers, you know that whatever he's telling you about where the characters were at some particular point in time, or if they traveled somewhere, you know they did. That's That's his MO. That's what he does. In the same way that apparently the father of the Bronte girls used to shoot his rifle over their garden every morning. That's a well-known fact. Here, we sort of know or learn why he used to do that. It's a Tim Powers explanation, but I suppose conceivably it's something that could have happened. And then my final thought to wrap this up: the story is not overly long. I think it doesn't quite reach 400 pages, and that's why I think maybe it's not his best work. But if you're not familiar with what he does, it's a good introduction point, and then you may not like it, but you know that it can get better. That he's got more accomplished, better polished, similar ideas in other books. Last Call, Declare, something like that. So I'm glad I read this book. Again, I've said this before on the channel, Tim Powers is an author who, for some reason, I always go back to. I think I want to like him more than I do. But this book, I think it's solid fun. It doesn't break new ground, particularly for me. I've read like maybe 8 or 9 of his books. So it's just more of the same. And if you like it, then you're not going to be disappointed. If you're unfamiliar with this sort of historical fiction, mixed ghosts and werewolves, give it a try, because it's not going to take a lot of your time, and it reads easy. It is well plotted. The characters, well, they are okay. There's some interesting ideas there. So anyway, this is all I have for today. As usual, thank you ever so much for watching. If you haven't done so, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Take loads and loads of care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.